I think there's a misconception about T Cook. I think a lot of people may think that I'm silver spoon or that I was raised into wealth or uh, something like that. God's been good in my life. Definitely have been blessed and highly favored, but it wasn't anything where like everything was given to me. We come from very humble beginnings, my family. It's my responsibility as an artist. I said, I can't blame people for the misconception if they don't know any better. So it's my job as an artist to artistically explain myself and let people know where I'm from.
I got joints in the news, I got joints out the pig. I got joints in Hampton, I got joints out the beach. I got joints in Norfolk, I got joints out the pig. I got joints in Suffolk, all across the 7 city streets.
Boy, that song's some fire right there, boy. Sounded good, man. Sounded real good, man.
So we did Name Drop the movie in 2016.
Yeah, I'ma keep it 100 with you.
A lot of people don't know that film, from the writing process to the casting, the whole process, it took a full year. It debuted in December of 2016. So that whole year was just like a roller coaster of emotions. And it was just like a build up until that point. And the peak was the premiere in December.
A sold out movie premiere. You did your thing, man. I'm very excited for you.
It was a lot of heartbreak and a lot of stuff that I went through that led me to actually writing this, film. I had a lot to pull from, but like I said, it's based on my real life, and I hope that y'all enjoy it.
You got to understand that when you invest in yourself, then it'll make other people want to invest in you because they know that you're like serious about your craft, though. Like I said again, though, like I'm definitely excited to be here, though. Definitely support Kayla, but just, everybody as a whole, man, people coming together, trying to do something, man. One thing about Virginia, we ain't got much here, though, so any type of light we get, we got to support each other.
Talk to him, man. Talk to him.
Someone coming from a city that maybe not so much as coming from, but someone taking their talents, taking their education, and really putting it towards something great and putting together something positive, and including, friends and other people who have skills in the process. So T Cook definitely did that, like Jarrell said, long, gruesome process of putting together this movie, but in the end, it's about to be a show. Y'all see the red carpet laid out. We over here looking zesty and fresh.
There's gonna be a decline quite naturally, and I don't think that I was fully prepared to face that reality.
I'm Mia LeRae, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with Rox Brands Records' very own T Cook. Now, when he comes in, we're going to be talking about a lot of things, a lot of juice, and I can't wait to get into it because I heard he may be giving us that cloth talk for today. So let's go ahead and bring him in, Mr. T Cook.
It was almost like when you graduate from college, and then the first thing they say after congrats is, well, what's next? What's next? I felt like that was a slap in my face. And before I could even release it to the public, I had individuals asking me, well, what's next? What's next? To ask me as an artist, as a creator, what's next after I've given my all.
Oprah did the Oprah show for like 40 years, and every single episode, people are still asking her, like, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? What are you going to do next?
Oprah going to do what she want to do next.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And T Cook is going to do what God tell me to do next. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to do. So for you to say, oh, what's next? What's next? Yo, just sit and wait on it. I felt the pressure, and that pressure put me in, I don't like to say this word, but it put me in a slight depressed state. I would definitely say that. It really got to the point where I contemplated not doing music anymore. Like, I specifically remember one of my friends, they asked me, like, yo, where's the music? What you been up to? I know you've been working on music. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing music right now. I'm not doing any music. Like, you know, I haven't been inspired. I haven't been feeling creative. And like I said, I really contemplated not doing music anymore and just trying to find my voice in other avenues, whether it be behind the camera or screenwriting or whatever it was. I want to say, as soon as I had that thought of not doing music, I just realized the responsibility that's on my shoulders to continue on with the music, continue on with the short films, you know, continue on just staying in a creative state of mind. But after Name Drop, nothing was clicking, you know. I was trying to write a lot of songs and they wasn't coming out right, and I had a writer's block, and you know, I really felt like I was gonna step away from music, but God is good because he definitely brought me through that spot, through that place that I was in. I want to say it was March or April of 2017, was fresh off the movie, and nobody had heard me talk, you know, in the media about how I felt after the movie and stuff like that. I'm a nice guy until you push me to the edge. And I had to let people know, like, you keep rattling that cage, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not safe in this zoo. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you keep rattling that cage, like, yo, you might get smacked up. You feel what I'm saying? So it was one of those things where it's just like, I was pushed to my wits end, and I felt like I was backed into a corner and I had to defend myself. That's how I felt. And so it just started with this organization. They put a list out in 2015 of like, I guess like the top 10 artists or whatever, and it's just like I ain't see my name on the list. And so when I ain't see my name,
a local?
Yeah, this is a local, like, you know, Virginia artist or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, so when I ain't see my name on the list, like, I was taken aback, number one, but number two, I felt some type of way about it because I felt slighted.
Yeah.
That's the exact
And you're
word.
out here doing major things.
I felt slighted because of the type of year that I had for 2015. 2015 was my biggest year as an artist.
Right.
And I already knew what I had coming down the pipeline. So I was like, if y'all don't acknowledge me now, I'm never going to get the acknowledgement. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not going to say nobody didn't deserve to be on the list, but I know I deserve to be on that list too. Let's just say that. And so not to take away nothing from none of them artists, but I just felt like, you know what I'm saying, my EP was successful. I was on the radio. I'm not just talking about no Sunday night spotlight. Like, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, drive time traffic. Like, you driving home from work and you hear Monopoly Money right after it go down in the DM. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I got that Monopoly money.
You know, I don't regret anything that I said in the interview because it was all heartfelt. It was all facts, in my opinion, you know. But in hindsight, I could tell that I was in defense mode.
He'll be in the car seat and he'll just be singing and just, you know, I just would notice. I say, okay, he got a little flow. You know what I mean? He always wanted to try a lot of different things. Whatever he wanted to try, I was there to encourage him. You know, whatever it was. You know, I always told him, just do your best. Whatever it was, you know, I always encouraged him. I wanted him to strike a balance when it came to, you know, not being arrogant or, you know, for people. Because, you know, people perceive him differently than what he really is. And I always just told him, look, Trey, you know, you can be anything you want to be. Anything you want to be. Your mama's going to be behind you, your dad, we're going to support you. Whatever you want to try, we're there to encourage him. And that's what I was doing.
My mom, you know, she's one of my biggest supporters. I remember her telling me, like, I know how you're feeling, but I hope you get out of this space where you had your guard up when you're in defense mode. I hope you get out of that because you're not going to be able to create in that space.
Trey is a guy who he pursues, you know, what he wants, you know what I'm saying? And he systematically puts it in place. It's like, you know, he knows exactly, okay, I need to do this at this time, I need to do this time. And next thing you know, he's got a project. And next thing you know, he's got a film. Next thing you know, he's got something that he's been creating.
That negativity that I was harnessing, that negativity wasn't allowing me to be as creative as I needed to be. So I want to say it might have was like July or August of 2017. One morning I woke up, got inspired. God blessed me with the hook to the lead single off of my 7 Cities project. I remember calling my manager, Brian. He's good at seeing an early idea when it's very rough and seeing the potential in it.
I never really come to Cook with anything like, oh yeah, that's good, that's good. If I don't think it sounds good, I'm telling him it don't sound good. And we'll figure out a way to make it sound good. But just even when he came to me with the movie idea from Name Drop, I immediately was like, man, it's gonna be a lot of work. But at the same time, my job as a manager for any of my clients is when they bring me something is to bring their ideas to life, no matter how big or how small it is.
He hit me back and he's like, yo, this is fire, bro. Like, this is fire. And so that made me feel good. It gave me that battery in my back that I needed to start writing music again.
I used to stay off Jefferson Ave in a 1-story flat, but it wasn't that bad. Christmas past, remember getting gifts from my dad. Leather coat with some J's, now they checking the swag. My parents had a white Lex and a custom van in 9/6. Went to see Jordan in Space Jam. Dad used to bring Chinese food home from Sam's way back when I used to shoot hoop in the back, racking sack for the groceries. They don't know about us or how I used to go nuts in the Toys R Us. Back when I had the N64 and stuff, it was R.I.P. Notorious. I remember the first time when I heard Hypnotized playing on 103. I was in the ride with my mom when I heard Mary J. Blige. I'm going down back in 94, 95. We used to eat at that Church's Chicken. Yeah, you know the one by the Peddler's Village. Yeah, that's 2 minutes from the James River. I'm bridging the gap for you lame. Yeah, we used to eat at that Church's Chicken. Yeah, you know the one by the Peddler's Village. Yeah, that's 2 minutes from the James River. I'm bridging the gap for you lame. Yeah, Cup.
This whole 7 Cities project, bro, I wrote it just a cappella, bro. I ain't write to no beats. I just almost journal style.
I used to wear it with pride. Private school used to make us tuck our shirts inside. While dudes had to feel that hurt inside. I'm asking why, like Jada, 2005.
This older white lady named Miss Lois, she used to stay in this house right here. I'm pretty sure she still stay here. I see somebody in that red car, in that red truck. I'm pretty sure she still stay here. Her husband, Mr. Jim, this man for one Christmas, he got me a shotgun for Christmas, dog. I was like 5 or 6 years old. He gave me one of his old shotguns. I never forget, dog. All right, my house is right here, bro. This is on Jefferson Avenue when I'm talking about 616 Hilton Boulevard. This is my childhood house right here, bro. Like, this is where I kind of like first fell in love with music. And so once I realized, okay, I'm gonna name this next project 7 Cities, I'm gonna focus it around, not only around the area of the 757, but I'm gonna write these songs from my life experiences. These songs are representative of who I am at my core as a person and as an artist. And that's why it was important to me to document this whole journey in the studio. I feel like a lot of people, a lot of artists, like, I be talking to G be like, man, I be mixing a lot of people, but they don't know what they want per se. They kind of all over the place. They don't have a vision. But I believe without a vision that people will perish, bro. So you kind of got to know what you are aiming for and then strive for that. And it was important to me to also get my family involved because I'm speaking about my family in the music.
I love Trey music. I can listen to it when I'm driving. I can listen to it by myself. I can listen to it when my friends on the car. Everything is so clean. And I can appreciate that because so much stuff that's, the other way now. But I really appreciate his music.
When he started making videos, he just elevated one to the other. Everyone went up. When we went to the red carpet affair, I was amazed at first because it was happening at a movie theater.
I'm excited and I'm glad for him. He's been working hard all these years, and I hope there's something in the stars for him. He is dedicated, and he does everything he can to make it. And I'm so proud of him, I don't know what to do.
We went to our family reunion in North Carolina. He was very young. And we had like a talent show going on. And nobody could get to the mic but the Cook boys, Trey and Isaiah. I mean, they just took over. So that should have told us something then, that something was different about him with that music. He just wouldn't let it go.
People hit me up all the time, like, I got that, but not really much. Like, you know, people hit me up all the time. He's definitely one of my main influences, and I feel like he doesn't just inspire me. He inspires some of my friends, just a lot of different people. You know, he's only 6, 7 years older than me. It's not much of an age gap, but it kind of is. But he still influenced me, so it's like that shows you that he's doing something right.
Yeah, man, like Chickasee, bro. I grew up off Chickasee. Everybody know if you go to Chickasee, you got to get a big chick, which is their signature sandwich. You got to get a big chick. You got to get a cherry drink, and you got to get a fry. I didn't make this project with intentions of trying to get on or everything we do is always a bigger vision of trying to get it heard by the higher ups and somebody that can really help push my career. But I didn't do this project with the intentions of, yo, I gotta get a record deal off this. We gotta get signed off this. We gonna go on tour off this. I made this and handcrafted this for the 7 cities. So if you grew up here, if you're from here, hopefully, God willingly, you will be able to appreciate, you know, this art. The song Coliseum Mall that I did, Coliseum Mall is one of those songs that every time I hear the song, it really brings me back to those days as a child, as adolescents. That mall meant everything to us growing up.
That mall was just iconic. You know, that's all you did. You know, you on the weekends, you would go to the mall, you know, get your little lounge, you go to the mall, get your little outfit.
I think we may have taken it for granted because we thought it was going to be around forever.
I done seen it all. I swear I done seen it all. At the Coliseum Mall, I was there when it was up. Then I seen it fall. Then I seen it fall, they throwing dirt up on your name. I won't be involved. No, I won't be involved. I swear I done seen it all.
I ain't been out here in so long, bro. This joint used to always have a lock on it. You could never get over here. Now it's just wide open. People don't even care. Look at this hoop. Like, this hoop is like, that's crazy, dog. Like, they used to have, like, bleachers, like, over here, bleachers over here. This whole joint used to be packed in the summertime. I used to come out here and ball out of control. Now this rim ain't even got a backboard to it.
Basketball, they always said that this kid's going somewhere because he was a point guard, he was fast.
I used to be out here balling out of control to the point where, like, I remember this one dude named Butch. He seen me out here balling one time. I used to be out here going off, and he was like, he told my granddad at the time, he was like, man, that dude gonna get a scholarship one day, bro. Like, he going places, and this dude has co-signed, like, Iverson and all them people like that. I'm trying to tell y'all, I was next up. Y'all lucky I picked the mic up, boy, and I stopped growing. If I would have had I would have been like 5'10" at least 5'10", I felt like I could have did something.
Know how the tunnels work. Some days you sail right through, other times you find yourself hours late. And as you can see behind me, there are 2 cities in the country with even less reliable corridors. Atlanta and New York take spots 1 through 4, and then there's Norfolk, the big reveal. Number 5, the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel through the HRBT at rush hour takes 5 times as long as it does when that tunnel is clear.
It's crunch time right now, man. Like, in a week, today is Tuesday, so next Tuesday, G, Trey, and Stevie, they moving to the West Coast, man, to start a new chapter in their life, you know what I'm saying? And they moving to LA, so it's this is the last week. I probably got like one more session after this, and then the project is gonna be done. So right now, you know what I'm saying, like, I understand what we up against. It's like my back against the wall. I gotta really like come through like Kobe in the fourth. You know what I'm saying, like MJ in the clutch. I gotta come through, make sure I deliver on my behalf, and then, you know what I'm saying, we gonna be good. But you know, so I just wanna go into today's session with a positive mentality, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we create magic like we normally do.
Play this in the whip as I speed through the tunnel, headed to my chick. She said she wanna cuddle. She sent me a text with them 3 little bubbles. I'ma pull up quick. Shoot a 3 like I'm Russell. She the real MVP. She don't give me no trouble. She be holding me down. She know we on the come up. She be curving them dudes. She don't even rebuttal. She don't ask for too much. That's the reason I love her. Yeah, I be on the road. Life be taking its toll. Every time I come home, I feel like it's too long. Yeah, we go back and forth. Name a couple that don't. We be at a standstill. I feel like it's stop and go. Now, even if we break up, I be taking it slow. It's too late to back up. Gotta go with the flow. I be getting road rage, man, you already know. She be driving me crazy, but I'm staying afloat. I'm trying to make a play, yeah. Cross the HIBT.
I don't think most people know the level to how sensitive Trey is and sort of emotional. And not like, he's crying, shedding
like that.
over like a, the Notebook or something like that.
Right.
But like, just Trey, he's an emotive person, so he wears his emotions on his sleeve, and I don't know, just his level of sensitivity is maybe something that most folks aren't aware of. Yeah.
He'll tell you, do what you want to do, man. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. Cook is just one of those dudes, man, that you can really talk to and he'll listen. Not a lot of people listen. When somebody listens to you, that means you're drawn more to that person. Man, he stepped out of his comfort zone, man, because, we go from ignorant to whereas, we're doing the kind of the basic video, it's a girl, it's, a guy out there rapping, different scenes, the mall, different things like that, to him actually doing the movie. So you can tell from, that's the growth from a boy to a man. And we used to record in dorm rooms and closets, and just seeing how his flow has changed, he's got more comfortable as an artist.
He's always shooting himself in his music. It's nothing crazy. Like, he doesn't rap about things that he's never experienced. You know how some of these other rappers out here, like, I do this, that, and that, and it's like, you've never done that before, Honestly, I've heard of Trey before I officially met him. I was a part of his Phil Jackson music video.
MCs in their 40s while they still rapping. I know hustlers on the corner, man, they still trapping. I say R.I.P. to Bernie, cause I'm still macking. Got all these rings on my fingers, think I'm Phil Jackson.
One aspect of Trey, like, he's just always professional whenever it comes to his craft. Like, he's gonna make sure everything is done right. Trey? Oh, this is Gracie.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm good, I can't complain.
Yeah, you look like you're doing good. He just gives me a sense of comfort. I know that we're kind of like on the same mindset, like we think alike, and so I can really work with someone like him because I already know he knows where I'm coming from without even having to really explain myself.
You don't curse in your music, do you? It's like young Will Smith or something, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean, that's the thing for sure. It's nobody dying, it's nobody, you know what I mean? It's a different style of music. And it's unique for that. You know what I mean? People should definitely give it a listen because it's not the same. I mean, a lot of people are the same, a lot of people ain't the same, but he for sure is an individual because of, what he's doing and the way he's putting it out.
T. Cook told me he wanted to go to the moon in 2025. I'm gonna be like, yo, where you need me? Comes from an amazing family. I've had the pleasure to meet his family, his mom, his dad, his brother. He really puts that at the center of his projects, of his music. When we're hanging out, he never forgets his family. And that's big, that's big to me. So through all of his achievements, through all the attention that he's been able to get on social media and through his projects, he kind of brings it home every time and stays humble and remembers his family. So
Trey is determined. His mind is made up and he's decided on what he wants for his path. And he literally is like knocking one by one, like boom, boom, boom. I love it. You feed off of it when you see others, work hard, to get successful. It helps you, realize like, wait a minute, I need to work too. Like every day is work, not just appointment time. It's every day is work.
That's why I got on shades in this interview, because it's paying homage to T. Cook in these shades, you know what I'm saying? Any other time I wouldn't have these shades on, but because it's an interview about my guy Cook, you know what I'm saying? It's only right. Rocks Brand Records is like essentially it's a collaboration between myself as a creator and Cook and the rest of the artists. We came together to support each other, whether it be the music or the fashion. We kind of cross-branded in the videos and in the public to let people know we kind of support each other. It's kind of like a tight-knit fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Creators that come together and push the new vision. When you see somebody who has the passion, like you had a passion, you know what I'm saying? It's easy to vibe off that person and kind of get ideas going, because I'm not right all the time, you know what I'm saying? And it's always good to pitch something to somebody and maybe they'll see it a different way, because the only thing that makes things creative is perspective. So, I respect Cook's point of view.
Hey, if you don't like his music, you don't like his music. Everybody has a preference. But you can't knock his craft. You can't knock his adventurous abilities to go ahead and do more for the culture. Like I said, it's not like he's like some of these rappers don't want to claim where they're from or claim wherever, anywhere else because they've been there before. No, he's showing you scenes from where we grew up, where we come from. And he's a great lyricist. It's not like, this mumble rap. No, you can hear him. He can enunciate. This man got 2 degrees, man.
This is the house that I recorded my first song in. Me and Brian recorded the song 757. We recorded it in my bathroom at this crib right here. In one take too. We ain't know nothing about no punch-ins. We recorded it on this little USB mic. I had my laptop set up. Brian had made the beat. And then we just went in the bathroom and just went for it, dog.
Check it, yo. I said 7 for the days I grind in a week, 5 for my clique that's out in the street, 7 for the days heaven and earth was made. I got a deal and I'm about to get paid. I said 7 for the days I grind in a week, 5 for my clique that's out in the street, 7 for the days heaven and earth was made. I got a deal and I'm about to get paid.
What it do to you? 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 Come on.
I think one of the things that really makes T Cook is his will and zeal to be different. You know what I'm saying? As Virginia artists and just Virginia natives, musicians, and just people from Virginia, I think it's just really within our blood type just to be different and to hold on to that differentness. You know what I'm saying? Because without it, like, we're not really gonna grow. We're gonna be sitting there trying to imitate others. I mean, we all grew up in the 7 cities and everything like that. And I haven't really particularly made like beats directed towards different cities and stuff like that. So when it came down to stuff like Peddler's Village, that brought me back to different energies and stories of my childhood and just how I grew up and what Peddler's Village meant to me.
Peddler's Village was the spot, man. As Michael Vick and Iverson and all them boys, they know about Peddler's Village.
We used to cop everything for the low, from the brand new chase to the polo. They was fake, but we really didn't know though. Till one day when somebody called it Popo.
Back in the days, man, it was kind of like a secret, but people in the hood knew about it, man. It was kind of like a flea market. It was a place where you could go and get, all the name brand stuff for an affordable price. I remember we used to go back to school shopping there. My mom used to take me there as a kid and get me matching sets, Air Forces, Jordans, Polo, throwback jerseys.
We couldn't afford shoes and shit like that, so I'm going there and we gonna catch that 4 for $120 special. Keep it funky, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, we used to get 3 pairs of white fat heads that's gonna last you all year. You better rotate them and get a black pair, because the black pair ain't gonna show that you get scuffed up too crazy. Keep it real.
I don't think we knew that the merchandise was knockoff stuff. I don't think we really knew. I think all we cared about was the fact that we could afford it. I'm not huge on signing a record deal anymore. I feel like 5 to 7 years from now, record deals, like record labels probably won't be a thing anymore. Because you don't need a record label for real. You just really need investors. You need investors, you need money, you need capital. That's about it. That's the only reason that you would sign, because of the money that you get to invest in yourself. That's all that local artists need, man. Local artists just need the money. And a lot of these like trap rappers or whatever, like these trappers, these people who trap to get their money, they got the money to invest into their music careers. But a lot of local artists, who's just working a 9 to 5 or just doing what they can, they don't have the money to really invest into their music. So a lot of music videos don't get shot. A lot of artwork and a lot of stuff that you could do if you was on a label doesn't get done to the level that it should be because restrictions on the budget. That's all it really comes down to. Each time that I've done a project, I haven't been afraid to go in debt over it. And that not being afraid allows you to create freely. If you're scared to go in debt, it's like, what is debt at the end of the day? The United States is in debt. So at the end of the day, like, you can't let debt, the concept of debt scare you and pigeonhole you to not create at the highest level. You know, I've gone broke plenty of times to the point where it's like, I don't think I can do this again. I don't think I can do this again. But when you don't have a budget, you don't have a label, you have no investors, what are you supposed to do? Just sit around and sit on your ideas? Like, look, you got to create by any means necessary. And it's been a plenty of times, I'm going to keep it real with y'all, it's been plenty of times, you know, in my car console, scraping up change, go to the coin star, dump the change to try to get some cash for trying to hustle up some money real quick because I got to go do this and do this.
Let me tell you something about this project, 7 Cities. So T. Cook came to us, and he had an idea for the project. And one of the different things that this project entailed and other projects that we work with local artists who are really trying to get is that he had a full vision of what he wanted to do. Like, he came to us, he had a full conceptual idea of how he wanted the tracks to sound. Not only what he wanted them to sound, but what he wanted them to feel like sonically. And that's deep for an artist in these stages of development to consciously know sonically what they want the album to sound like.
Like something like that, you feel me? No, I just be arranging a little bit. I be trying. I appreciate it. One thing that people don't know is when I was in middle school, I suffered from a condition called alopecia areata. And it's basically an autoimmune deficiency. I want to say when I was in like 7th or 8th grade is when I started to lose my hair. I had the little mini Kobe afro at the time. It was spots within my afro that you couldn't see. So I had to cut all my hair off. And I was attached to my afro. And I remember it specifically the night that I cut my hair. And I just was crying as a little kid because you gotta remember that I was becoming a rising freshman in high school. So having to deal with something that traumatic at that younger age, I didn't know how I was gonna get past it. That's one of the times where my confidence was really shaken because I just didn't know how people was gonna treat me. I eventually got through that. God is good, man. He brought me through that situation. And that's why I try not to stress out a lot to this day, because when I stress out, my hair can start falling back out. So I just try to stay zenned out and stay in a positive headspace.
You're a college-educated student, so you're not just like you came from just a street class. That's another thing, and you just understand the game, you know, all around the board, not just one side. You know your lane now, so you don't have to really try to find out, okay, what is T. Cook official? Am I going to be the rap battler, the freestyler, or am I going to be T. Cook, the person that actually gets this, you know what I'm saying, get the energy going, like make the crowd rock out with me? Like, am I going to stay, my swag going to change, or my swag going to get higher or get better? But you stay always with a consistent dress game, too. That's another thing. Like, people understand some artists don't even have that dress type, you know what I'm saying? They had to have people to style them. Like, your whole game is off of, you a stylist yourself, you style your own. So it's like the way you carry your dress game is who you are as a person.
I've gotten to the point where I don't care what people say about my outfit. Whether you hate it or love it, whether you want to crucify me for my fashion sense, it's fine. I don't care. But I'm going to still be me and be the individual that God made me. So I don't never let outsiders' opinion affect what I'm going to wear or how I'm going to dress or dictate to me. Because, you know, I know who I am.
Trey's one that loves a special event.
Oh, yes. Any occasion.
And getting ready for that event. You know, he'll plan months in advance, maybe even a year in advance for a specific occasion.
Yeah.
And he puts a lot of thought and energy into how he wants to be presented on that evening
It's a
or
whole
day.
production.
Entire production.
And people look forward to seeing what he's going to have on.
I think that ODU Homecoming Week needs to be like official T Cook Week. Like eventually, can we like just stamp it as that? Because I mean, I kind of look forward to ODU's Homecoming because I can't wait to see like what he's gonna wear.
I'm not worried about what dudes is saying about my outfit. To be quite honest, I didn't wear the outfit for no dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? We being honest with it. But your girlfriend like it though.
He turns heads now. Like now when he goes in the streets, like people look at his outfits like, oh, okay, like who is this? He must be somebody.
It's like people don't know the things that I had to overcome to like do music. I used to have a speech impediment every week, man. My mom used to come on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, used to come to Bethel Christian and used to take me out early. So I used to do like half a days on those days. She used to take me to these other schools so I could have speech pathology. I used to couldn't say my T's right. Like I couldn't even say my own name correctly, bro. And my mom, she's always been so adamant about doing whatever she could to make sure her children, you know, had a good life. She sacrificed so much so that we could be where we at now. And so I owe all of that to my mom because she didn't have to spend that extra time in those hours and that quality time to make sure that we good now. But look, if she didn't put me in those speech pathology classes and you know, I went to like two or three different speech pathologists and they got me right. So when I listen to music now, some of those skills that I picked up then apply now because I hear certain things in the music and that comes from listening and taking those speech pathology classes. So now I rap. So and on top of that, I have a master's in communication. As each one progressed, you know, you could kind of see the growth in T Cook as an artist.
Touch of paper, no paper clip, it's going down. I'm sinking.
I gotta give Kane credit for, he's one of the people early on that I could tell him what was in my head and he could execute it on film.
F for me cause I got it, got a drop top with no mileage. This music going so good, I might drop out of college.
If you're a person that comes in to put in the work, you know, as I am, and he's definitely gonna match your effort. He definitely listens to criticism well and direction, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm glad he does that behind the scenes preparation that a lot of artists don't do when they're coming to someone to help build concept, a videographer, a director. A lot of people don't put in that extra effort.
You don't understand the long nights you go through putting together certain things. You don't understand the money that goes behind it. Like, as artists, like, man, we don't get nothing back, man. Like, as far as like engineers, like, we paying for studio time. They get money, we paying for photos. They get the money, we paying for videos. They get the money, we don't get nothing back, man. Unless we put it on streaming sites, and that's, you know, cents on a screen, man. So like, that's like, you gotta understand it, man. Like, a lot of people don't understand that, yo. Like, it's a lot of stuff that go behind to it, and then when you put it out, and then you hear people like don't really appreciate it, and you put all that time and all that money into it, it's frustrating, man. Like, it's like you gotta understand where you're coming from, man. I understand it.
There's a 99.9,000% chance that you wish you had the confidence that T Cook has. You may not like his music. You may hate on the facts that he can steal your girl. You may you may hate on the fact that his threads is crispier than yours, even when he's wrinkled and it's like the next week's batch. Like, T Cook is just, like, you wish you had the juice. No, I'm sorry, the sauce. Cause juice, it's a difference. It's a difference, you feel me? It's a difference. You wish you had the sauce that T Cook has, not just for, you know what I'm saying, some of the smaller figure things mentioned, but just like the energy. Like, you gotta go back to it. Like, you just don't
Like, you can't go to the 7-Eleven and pick up what T Cook has. You can't go on eBay and trade for what T Cook has. You can't scroll on Instagram and leave the heart eye emojis that she'll never see to have the sauce that T Cook has. Like, that's why you should support him, because you should see T Cook as an inspiration.
I started rapping when I was 12 years old, bro. And I say 12, but it might have been honestly before then. When I took y'all to the first house at Hilton Boulevard, I remember hearing Rapper's Delight by Sugar Hill Gang. I remember seeing that on a sitcom or something like that. And that's when I knew I wanted to rap, man. As soon as I heard, you know what I'm saying, the lyrics, they were so simple that I was like, man, I can do this. I can do this. And what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I heard that, I was like, man, I can do that. But I was kind of nervous to show people that I could rap. So I went in the bathroom and like looked in the mirror and started coming up with like my first rhyme off the dome. I ain't have a tablet or nothing. I was just looking in the mirror, just rapping. That was kind of like the start for real. And then I remember it was this show on Disney Channel called Famous Jet Jackson. And like on Disney Channel, like in between commercial breaks, they had this one commercial where he was sitting up there rapping. They used to show it every day to the point where I memorized this dude's rap. And then certain parts where he said his name, I just replaced them with my name. And then I remember, I never forget, I rapped for my dad one time. I told my dad, I had to be like 6 or 7 years old. I told my dad, I was like, I can rap. He's like, for real? Let me hear it. And he didn't know that I stole that rap from a Disney Channel star. He didn't know that, but I had it down pat so much that it was just like, he was like, all right, that was good. Now, whether it was good or not, he didn't shoot my dream down. And my parents, they never shot my dream down. Anything that I've wanted to do, they've tried to nurture and help me grow with it and support it any way that they could.
They know. Pull out to the ocean front.
That song, Oceanfront, I wanted to do it because people know Virginia Beach and the oceanfront is a tourist attraction. I wanted to do that song so it could be reminiscent of the vibe that you get when you're at the beach.
Pull up to the ocean front. They know it's us. They know it's us. They know it's us.
I keep on swiping that plastic. I might pull up to Traptastic. If I go to ride on Saturday, man, I might pull up to see Landrum.
When people hear this project, when they see the documentary, I want people to know that, first of all, I'm a child of God. I'm a God-fearing individual who loves his family, who's passionate about music, who is educated, and ultimately is trying to push the culture forward. Once you learn those things about me, you will learn the motives for the things that I do. I just want to provide understanding and clarity for anybody that may have a misconception about who I am as a person or as an artist. That's what this project is there to do.
So we stopped by Ben & Jerry's, waffle cone strawberries, short hair Halle Berry. No, I ain't trying to marry.
He's pursuing positivity, and that's what we need a whole lot more in the world today, man, is people on a positive note, adding something to life, not taking it away.
I want him to continue to pursue his dream, whatever, don't stop. Keep going forth, don't give up. He might fall, but if he fall, get up.
He has a good head on his shoulders, has an education, and I would not stop, if I was him, until I got where I wanted to be. Because it's in him, and I know it is, and I know he'll make it.
Who could have known my little boy, Trey, when I had him, that his dreams were going to be so big and that he was going to be able to really pursue them and fulfill them? He has exceeded, in my opinion, the dreams that I had for him.
This gonna be the hard verse right here. This the hard verse. Breathwise, watch.
Pull pull up to the ocean. I don't need no commotion. I might go stick my toes in and try to ride the wave that can't float it. I'm on the yacht, I'm showboating. My guns out like Hulk Hogan. My towel over my forehead. I forgot the sunscreen lotion. She said she wanna go to the beach. No soul singer, but I let her see. Ain't got time for no jealousy, cause I know I'm better than I'll ever be. My beverages in the cooler. I'm iced up like my jeweler. I'm counting up like young Scooter. I cut school like I'm Bueller.
Cornell Trevon Cook Jr.
Who the favorite settle mall? Got plenty chicks playing volleyball. They showing tits like it's Mardi Gras. I'm a playboy like I'm Cardi Dog. I'm Millie Rock to Magnolia. Don't give me that, but don't know ya. My wrist rocky Balboa. My pockets fat like Al Roker. I make it rain like the weatherman. I bring the pain like I'm Method Man. She said she wanna go to the strip, but like Wiz said she never been. I got a room for the night, but only if you act right. Don't got time for no wife. I gotta go catch a flight. When I pull up, she hop in. We lit up on the strip, yeah. I said I pull up, she hop in, we lit up on the strip, yeah, yeah, Cook. I know you hearing the band, fans cheering in the stands, cheerleaders clapping their hands, drum major with the dance, moves, oh yeah, baddest band in the land, I don't think you understand, too crunk, get a flag, big city, bright lights, on a Friday night, making sure my fit tight, yeah, the thing seem right, oh yeah, alright, all these haters wanna fight, yeah, we making highlights, best night of my life. Darling Stadium, I might go talk to your lady friend. Make sure she not in my radius. Give her a kiss on the cheek and then take her hand. She put a number in my flip phone. I'm trying to get up in the end zone. She got them apple bottom jeans on. No defense when I put the D on her. Running like she in the backfield. There's a lot of people trying to act real. They act like I wasn't the first down. When they see me, they be on my sack still. Showing me love when I touch down. They trying to kick and wanna punt now. The same ones used to pass on me. They wanna ride shotgun now. But I only give them halftime. She dancing like she on the flag line. Spitting game in the fourth quarter. It's ironic how I back downs. Parlaying with the cheerleaders while the band playing Beer. So many people standing on the fence. I don't even think we need the bleachers.
One thing that I miss about sports, and I always tell like my dad and I tell my brother this. One thing I miss about sports is when that clock hit 0-0, whatever the score is, it ain't no argument. It ain't no debate. It is what it is. Whoever won that game, and at the end of the season, whoever the champion is, that's who the champion is.
Hat to the back like a Mike Smith. Linebacker how I might hit. I look like a player on injured reserve with all of this ice on my right wrist. Ain't worried about the heckling. Get crunk while the record playing. When you're at home, watch the highlights. Friday night flights on Wavy 10. They out of pocket, so they scrambling. And the band playing like it's Gremlin. Trying to flex for the hamstring. Took them off the field in an ambulance. Pro bowler like I'm Tyrod. Young ball like my squad. Got so many bills on me. Bank teller said, my God. Perfect. I know you hearing the band. Fans cheering in the stands, cheerleaders clapping their hands, drum major with the dance, moves, oh yeah, baddest band in the land, I don't think you understand, too crunk, get a flag, big city, bright lights, on a Friday night, making sure my fit tight, yeah, the thing seem right, oh yeah, alright, all these haters wanna fight, yeah, we making highlights, best night of my life.
First and 7.